Hey up, it's Steve from That Old Yorkshire Geek, and welcome to episode 133 of Friday Night Appointment with Fear. Not got my cap on today, I've got my bandana on today because it's frightfully warm. I've got the ceiling fan going and everything. So I'm being cool in a bandana tonight with skulls on for the Appointment with Fear motif. But anyway, we're on part 3 of my Hammer House of Horror. I don't know how many parts there's going to be, 6 I think, sexology or whatever it is. And this week it's going to be The House That Bled to Death and Charlie Boys, episodes 5 and 6 I think, yes, episodes 5 and 6. So we're halfway, just about. But before we start, don't forget to like and subscribe, share the videos, drop a comment, hit the notification bell if you're subscribed already. Right, let's see where we're live. We're live on YouTube, yeah. I don't know if we're live on Rumble. I have no idea. Are we? Yes, we are. We're live on Rumble. And we're live on Twitch as well. Don't know why I do Twitch. I just do. Anyway. No bugger watches it. Oh, I don't think they do anyway. But anyway, explore the description for links for stuff such as merch. There you go. It says That Old Yorkshire Geek on it. Look. Me books. Silent Predator short horror novella about genetically engineered big cats eating people in a North Yorkshire village. My sister says it's brilliant. A Mercury Rapids light-hearted sci-fi action adventure about UFOs and stuff. They're on Amazon Kindle and paperback, and they're worth a punt, maybe, if you like that sort of thing. Anyway, so what we're doing tonight: Hammer House of Horror, part 3. The House That Bled to Death, probably the most famous, maybe, of the episodes of this series. It's kind of a riff. Well, no, it's not kind of. It is a riff, in my opinion, of the Amityville Horror, even down to the actress. But we'll get to that. And then after that will be Charlie Boy, not starring Kathy Tyson, as I said last time. I could have sworn it was Kathy Tyson, this actress. I've seen it in loads of stuff, and I've always said, "Oh, look, it's Kathy Tyson." It's not. It's Angela Bruce. Anyway, whatever. So, right, so we'll get on with it, shall we? Have I forgotten anything? Oh, no. Yes, I mean, I have. Explore the links for like merch, my books, and other stuff. Become a member, and then you get exclusive access to some videos and early access to other videos and stuff like that. What else? Super chats and super thanks would be hugely appreciated as well. I think that's it. So we can get on with it now, can't we? Right, I shall pop myself down in the corner of the screen, and we'll get on with this. These 2 episodes of Friday Night, Hammer House of Horror, not Friday Night Appointment with You. Now then, I've done some faffing. I can't remember which of me displays. Is it that one? Yes, right. I picked the right one. Anyway, right. So off we go. Let me full screen this baby. I'm sure I forgot something vitally important. Sure I have, but anyway. If not, tough. If I have, I mean it's tough. Right, we're off and running. Just begins. It begins in 4-3 because it's from 1980, so it's old, just like me. What's that? Cadbury's. Oh, cocoa essence. He's making some cocoa. Is this chap? Don't ask me his name. I have no idea. And look, he's putting something in one of the cups. Some form of drug, I imagine. There's his missus, knitting, a purple whatever. Now boiling up some milk, proper cocoa, not this instant cocoa that we all make do with these days. It's proper cocoa with milk, boiled in a pan. There he goes, pouring it out, stirring it up. There he goes, gives it to his missus. Notice he doesn't drink his, but she drinks hers, and then promptly dies. There we go. She clutches her throat and passes away. She can't reach her pills, and then she dies. Just leaves her. And then he gets one of these off the wall. They're called kukris, aren't they? Something like that. Kukris. They keep calling them swords in the script. I think they're called kukris. They're what? Gherkin knives. That's another name for them, isn't it? But anyway. We see picks that up, gives it a sharpen on his oil stone, and he's basically going to chop her up now, because he's going to set off to chop her up. And then we get then we get into the opening credits. Din, 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 din. We'll have a little listen. We'll watch Willie Rushton up there. Have a quick listen because I do love this theme. I know I say it every bloody week, but I do. It's one of those themes that fills me full of nostalgia. There we go. It's all going wrong. By the way, you saw there starring Nicholas Ball. Hang on, let's go back again. There we go. Nicholas Ball, who you may know from, he's been in loads of stuff. But I know him from, I can't remember now. Was it Lovejoy? Was it Lovejoy? Oh, was that somebody else? I'm going to have to check now. Just bear with me. Hazel. No, it was Hazel. That was it. There's that many, these British detective series back in the day. I get them all mixed up with like Bergerac, Lovejoy, Hazel, others. He was Hazel, wasn't he? And Rachel Davis, who she's been in loads of stuff on, on British television. I don't know if she's done any films. She probably has, but she's not the spitting image, but bears an uncanny resemblance to Margot Kidder, who starred in the 1979 Amityville Horror, which is, I think this story is a direct kind of a dig at the Amityville Horror and how fake it was, or maybe it was. It depends on what side of the argument you fall on. Anyway, that scary statue that always scares me. Anyway, so here we go. Directed by Tom Clegg, who's done. He directed the two Speaking of the Swede, did I mention Swede? I don't know. Whatever. Directed the two Sweeney films in the 70s. Not the new one, which I've not seen. I think it's Ray Winston in that. Stan Winston is the makeup chap, isn't he? He directed those two films anyway in the 70s, and also directed the Sharp miniseries stuff in the 80s. With Sean Bean. Anywho, so there we go. Right, we begin. It shows us where we are. Who's that? That's not Nicholas Ball, is it? It's supposed to be. It doesn't look like him to me. Anyway, here we are on Coleman Road. Except it's not Coleman Road in real life. It's called, I've forgotten, Chebra Road. Something like that. Yes, Chebra Road in High Wycombe in Buckinghamshire. It's on some sort of, pardon me, English housing estate. At first I thought there might be, council houses, but apparently they're not because they're buying this one. But anyway, it's obviously a real place. I will show you what it looks like now, will I? Because I did this last week, didn't I? So I'm going to do it again this week. Sod it. So here we go. If I can remember where I've put the blooming thing. Press the wrong button. There we go. I found a website, by the way, called Cult Film Locations, which makes it a bit easier than sifting through Google Maps, because they do it for you. So I found this thing. So here we go. There it is. So I'll put the link in the description. I haven't done it yet, but I will do. Cult Film Locations. So here we go. The Peters house. They're the main characters. That's what it looks like in the episode. There we go. Coleman Road. And that's what it looks like now. There it is. It's still there. They have changed stuff, obviously. But it is the same place. Because later on, we look out the front door. I think it was entirely filmed on location, no studios. We look out the front door. And there's a shop across the road. And if we... I hope it'll let me do this. If we'll go this... There you go. They see a shop there, look. Mini market. And I think it still says that. I think it says that in the episode. So, 40 years later, it's just the same. But what have I done there? I've done something, haven't I? I don't know what I've done. You won't let me let go of it. Stop it. Anyway, so there we go. So that's on Chebra Road in High Wycombe. Right, so there are other locations for us to explore coming up. Right. Back to the flick. Right. Oh, press... What the heck happened there? Go away. There we go. Silly thing. Right, so anyway, here we go. They're arriving. Not Nicholas Ball, although it's supposed to be. Or is it? Or is it supposed to be the other fella? It might be supposed to be the other fella. There's another chap whose name escapes me. I've forgotten his name. Brian Croucher. Is that him? No, not Brian Croucher. it's not Milton. Is it? I thought Milton Johns was somebody else. Let me check. What does Milton Johns look like? Why is there no picture of him on Wiki Bleedingpedia, for crying out loud? Just bear with me. I've got to check this fella now. Oh, right, it is him. Yes, it is Milton Johns. Yes, he's been in Star Wars. An Imperial officer in Star Wars in The Empire Strikes Back. But anyway, we'll see. I think it's supposed to be him. Anyway, right. So he's arriving in. Is that a Cortina or is it a Granada? Can't tell. A Ford. Out the pop. Hang on, we're gonna show him. There we go. There's Nicholas Ball. Oh no, it's supposed to be him, isn't it? That's Milton Johns. There's Nicholas Ball. There's Rachel Davis. They played the Peters. Forgot the names because I'm stupid. Just bear with me. William and Emma Peters. They're arriving at their new home. They've got a daughter called Sophie. But anyway, so off they go. Well, they're going to buy it. They're buying this home, and he's the estate agent who's basically selling them the home. They tell the daughter to wait in the car. She'll be fine. She's the spitting image. Do you think she's the spitting image, more or less, of Margot Kidder? Lois Lane from the Superman films. She also played Kathy Lutz in Amityville Horror, 1979. That one. I think she looks just like her. But anyway. So she waits in. They have a look in the house. This is the house that we saw at the beginning of the film, the episode, by the way, where the chap killed his wife. It's the same house. But I don't know how much time's passed. I don't think it tells us. It might do, but I don't know. I'm guessing some time has passed and the house has remained empty. But anyway, so they're buying it. And obviously, they're not rich. But he says everything should be okay. Apparently, he's got a job as a hospital porter in the area. So anyway, so there we go. We see they've got a cat. There's Sophie feeding the cat, giving it milk. You don't give them milk. Maybe it's cat milk. That's special stuff. I don't know. Pardon me. But here they are, sorting things out. Look. Getting all ready in the house. There we are. There she's smoking because it's the 80s and everybody did it. Late 70s, early 80s. But they're all resting. There's you. She's got a doll and something weird happens. He gets shut in that room. He can't get out. She starts smelling gas. There's a gas fire. She can't turn that off. And poor Sophie sees some blood coming out of the wall. There she's saying. She can't turn it off. She's like that. And then Sophie sees blood coming out of the wall. Anyway, then she screams, and they all get out and they check it all out. And he says it's not blood, it's rust from something. Although it was definitely blood, wasn't it? It doesn't really explain this stuff, by the way. It tries to, but you've got to give them a bit of leeway. But anyway. Just spoilers. Sorry, I'm going to spoil it right at the beginning. Spoilers. It's all a ruse. As I said, like Amityville Horror, if you think they faked it all. I'm kind of on the fence. I don't know what happened. But it's all a ruse and it's all a setup. So anyway. There's no smell of gas. It's not leaking or anything. But I'm not sure what relevance this has to the main story. Because you think, hang on, but they're in on it. As I said, it's all a ruse. The stuff that happens is all faked to get money and stuff. So you're like, well, hang on, but that don't make sense. Why are they doing it? There's nobody around. There's nobody around to see this stuff happening. But anyway, just them. And they're but whatever. Here comes the neighbour. Can't remember her name. I will tell you. Joan. It's Joan. What's Joan's husband called? Is it going to tell us? George. Joan Evans. They live across the way. So she's welcoming her with a basket of goodies. They go, oh, thank you. All very kind. By the way, even though it's supposed to be like this semi-rundown housing estate, they're all frightfully posh. As you will hear. If they say anything.
William! Come through into the kitchen.
Come through into the kitchen. We'll have tea. They always do that, don't they? They always have frightfully posh people. Anyway, there we go. Yeah, by the way, she's super attractive, by the way. You see her boobs in a bit. I'm going to have to be quick there, aren't I? But anyway. She's looking round, is Joan. She knows what happened in this house whenever it happened. What happened, the old fella obviously murdered his wife. It doesn't explain why. Murdered his wife and then, with this poison, and then chopped her up and buried her in the garden. And then I think the police came or something, and he barricaded himself in the attic. But it doesn't go any further. That's all we know, and it's got no relevance really to the story, what he did. But anyway, right, Sophie's there doing stuff. What's she looking for now? She's found some pictures. Who are these? Is this the... oh no, it's Mum and Dad. Anyway, so they're having a cup of tea. He's found an old tablecloth or something, so they're going to use that. But apparently, that's from the old people. The fella that murdered it was from their house, but they're going to use it. Anyway, so they become friends with Joan. They see they find one of these and they put it on the wall because there's a mark where they used to be. These are the weapons that chopped up that woman, or are they? Who knows? Anyway, there's the cat. Anyway, it's all nice. New neighbours, blah blah blah. It's all fun. I think there's a broken window somewhere that they point out. But anyway, off they go. They find another one of those, so they put it with the other one. But anyway, then meanwhile, later that night, Joan and her husband George, played by Brian Croucher, he's one of them faces that you've seen in loads of stuff. What have I seen him in? Particularly in the UK. Brian Croucher. Let's go back up, just bear with me. Brian Croucher. Been in EastEnders, been in Blake 7, like I said, been in loads of stuff. What could he be most famous for? I don't know. I don't know. But he's been in loads of stuff. Doctor Who, etc. Minder, Chinese Detective, The Gentle Touch. These are all British TV detective series. The Bill. Every British actor's got to be in The Bill or Holby City or Casualty. It must be some, equity law. Anyway, in Grange Hill. That might be where I remember him from, Grange Hill. Played one of the teachers, didn't he, in Grange Hill? Right, anyway, whatever. Anyway, he's sneaking a look over because he says, one good thing about new neighbours, they haven't had a chance to put the curtains up. And he has a look, and then out there he sees, I've got a name already. Emma, is it? I forgot the name. I'm sure it's Emma. Yes, Emma. Taking her blouse off and gets a nice view of side boob. But anyway, right. So there we go. And he sees them canoodling, etc. She says, come to bed, ooh. But she's having a good look as well. So I imagine they're going to get on with it now. Anyway, so what's happening now? Sophie's asleep. There's the cat. There's William looking on. Don't know where he's going with a pillow. Don't know. Where's he going? He's going, I don't know, he's sleeping downstairs. Oh, that's a clue. That's a clue. Remember, that it's all a ruse, remember. They're going to set stuff up because they're in it for the money. They're not husband and wife. So that's a clue. They're not sleeping together. Yet. As I said, it's all a show. Anyway, so here is George pulling out in his Austin Maxi. I used to have one of them. Not N-Reg, mine were an R-Reg. My first ever car I bought, I think it was like £216 or something like that. And that were all the money I had in the world, and there were no petrol in it. And I think the petrol had to put like something like 60 pence worth of petrol in. to get me home. Eh dear. Anyway, he's going to give William a lift into work. They haven't been there long, but they've already got a bloody milkman, haven't they? Anyway, sorry, Justin's here. He's off to a family get-together. Cool. Hope you have a nice time. Don't be fighting. There's always fights at family get-togethers, isn't there? So just behave yourself. Anyway. Where were we? They've got a milkman. They've been there 2 minutes. They've got a milkman. It took me years to get a milkman because I kept, not bothering. I had to actually wait until a milkman came knocking on the door, or put a leaflet through the door, and I said, "All right, fair enough. We'll have a milkman." I used to bite at the shop, but anyway, right. So I was going to give him a lift into work, and they're going to learn a bit more about right. So they're having the breakfast. There, they've got the cookeries. She's going to feed the cat. I think the cat's dead now. Maybe she's going to have a shock. Is it? She's looking for the cat. She can't find it. Look, poor little girl. By the way, the little girl's not in on it. Justin says he will behave. I don't believe you. Is she going to find the cat now? She's going to scream. Eek, is she? No, she still not found the bloody cat. Where's the blooming cat got to? Oh, there it is. She's found the cat. But this doesn't bode well, does it? Because that doesn't look like a real cat, does it? But anyway, here, kitty, kitty, she says, and then scream, and the cat's dead on the glass. I said there were a broken window. So the cat's dead. Oh no! So she grabs that to cover it up with, or with which to cover it. Anyway, so obviously little Sophie's obviously beside herself, and I think she knows there's blood on one of the knives, but they don't believe it. They think it killed itself on the broken window somehow, got his head stuck or whatever, and in its struggles killed itself. Anyway, so obviously Emma's now taking sleeping pills or whatever. Should never smoke in bed, by the way. He should never smoke in bed. He's never smoked at all, frankly. But anyway, there's Sophie looking out the window. She sees William burying the cat, and that kind of freaks her out a bit as well. There we see the window that was broken, so they're going to have to get that fixed now, aren't they? That's why you should rent rather than buy. But anyway. So they're all talking about, oh, crikey, it's all terrible, but, it was an accident, etc. Checking on the kid. They don't know what's going on. But then suddenly the picture of William sets on fire, and so that, oh, no, and what's going on? It's the house that's doing it, because it's like Amityville or whatever. Anyway, so they're all worried, and they're saying, I think they're telling him now about, what happened here? That old fella murdered his wife and chopped her up, and he's like, what? Anyway, but all our money's gone into this house, just like in Amityville Horror. All their money had gone into the house, so everything we have has gone into this house, so we can't move out. But they've got new friends and neighbours, so everything's lovely. She's going to stay over with them, is Joan. But she wakes up in the night to see a pair of false teeth and some glasses. I think these are supposed to be the old man's. But he's even got teeth missing in the false teeth. On that side. And I think on the other side there's something else. There we go. On the other side there's the knitting that she was doing beforehand. So she screams, and then she says, then this is where we learn all about it. Let's have a look at there's the headline. Carve-up killer convicted. Albert Clements butchers wife's body in House of Blood. Meanwhile, Councillor Ward urged the council to write to the county, but Councillor David Bishop felt the County Highways Authority, see where they've pasted over a photograph. The photograph. You can actually see the line, can't you? Seemed reluctant to do anything. I tell you, bloody useless out of the council. Well, you can see there that they just pasted the photo. They just taken like a newspaper and just pasted over this photo. Well, that bit as well, I imagine. And there's covered up the text there. Up the coach at several points at no extra charge. Very good. Anyway, so there we go. So that's we're learning about what happened in the house before. But spoilers, they knew all about it. As I said, it's all a con that they're doing. William and Emma. Anyway, so obviously William saying he doesn't believe it, and he's saying he thinks she hallucinated it, so she's like saying, "No, you're saying I'm a liar," and no. And George is saying he doesn't believe these spooky supernatural things, are real. There's a logical explanation, blah blah blah. Anyway, so I said, well, we better be going. I'll go get Sophie. And she said, no, Sophie can stay here for the night. Okie dokie. So they're going to go back, and I think this is where they're starting to fall in love now, because, as I said, they're not husband and wife. They're pretending to be, but now they're actually going to start falling in love now. There we go. Actually. And there's Sophie watching from across the street. Anyway, passage of time. I don't know how much time's passed, but he's sorting the garden out. He's painting the window frames. It's all looking much nicer than it was earlier on. Emma and Sophie are going to the shops, and they meet Joan there, so she's going to walk with them to the shops. I don't know how far the shops are, but in real life, it's quite a hike. I mean, she does say to him, it'll be about an hour, so maybe that's why. Because the shops, there we go, the shops that we see there are on a different, on a different street. I mean, there's a shop across the bloody road, isn't there? We've seen it. And we actually see it in the episode when we see out through the front door. But anyway, but there are shops. Obviously, this is a real place, and I will show you, thanks to the wonders of Thingamabob. Then where are we? Right, here we go. The butcher's shop. This is where they're going to. Oh, hang on. Help if I put it on, wouldn't it? There we go. That's what we've seen in the episode, the butcher's shop, and that's what it looks like now. There it is. I don't know what it is. Can we make it out? It's Osborne Spice, so it's obviously a takeaway of some sort. And the butcher's is well, it looks shut down now, doesn't it? But it was a halal meat and grocery. So there we go. So that's but that's on hang on, what does it say? Mentmore Road, which is a fair hike. If I go over here, right, there we go. That's where Mentmore Road is, in High Wycombe, and Cherburgh Road, where the episode is filmed, is there. Can you see my mouse pointer? There it is. Is there. If I zoom in there, that's where we're filming. Is it this? Hang on, where are we? No, it's not quite there. Hang on, where are we? Boom. There. I think it's there. Is it? No. I'm in the wrong place. What am I looking for? The house numbers are wrong for some weird reason. I've found this before. Hang on, no, I'm not wrong side of the road. That's why. That's why I was a stupid idiot. By the way, the house says number 42 in the episode, but it's actually number 51. It's there. Look, I forgot to. There we go. I'll show you. Look, there it is. It's number 51. So I don't know how they changed the house number, but as you can see, it's over the road from the mini market. But anyway, I was showing you how far away it was. So it's yes, it is there. And the butcher's shop is way over there. So did they get a bus or something? I don't know. But I'll show you. This is where the butcher's shop is, on Mentmore Road. There it is. That's from August 2022. Is that the newest one? Yes. What was it like in 2008? Oh, look, it was a tenant participation project and a tandoori takeaway. In 2009, it was the same. 2012, it was the same. 2018, it had become a halal meat and grocery. But the tandoori place was still there, or shut, whatever. It probably opens at night. And then 2022, it became Osborne Spice at some point. Express Indian takeaway. I'm hungry now. Now I've said that. By the way, I got a curry last week. It was bloody awful. What manky. I'm sure they sent me the wrong one. The place that got it, they usually do really nice curries with really big chunks of chicken in. And the one I got with like little tiny bits of chicken, it was bloody awful. But I'm not going to get another. Anyway, so there we go. So that's that. So we shall continue with the episode. Hang on. Right. Now then. Oh, help if I added it back, wouldn't it? There we go. So here they are. They've come to the shops, even though they've got a shop directly across the road. Maybe it was shut. They go to the butcher's. And she says, "I'm going to get George some liver. Oh, that liver looks nice." So she has a look at the liver. In a minute. There we go. She has a look at the liver. I haven't had liver for a while. Liver's a thing that it's nice if you haven't had it for ages. You have some nice liver, some liver and onions or whatever. But if you have too much, it kind of puts you off, doesn't it? You know, you can't have too much liver, and you don't have it again for ages. That's how you have liver, isn't it? But anyway, she sees that, and it reminds her of the cat. There you go, like that. And so she faints. So is all this an act? I don't know, but at the end, it kind of suggests that it's kind of half an act. She's in on it, but she's not wholly in on it. Pardon me. She knows what they're doing, but and she knows it's all part of a plan. But she doesn't know exactly what's going to happen. Apparently. Anyway, look, freezer prices. Hind quarters, £1.08. 4 quarter, is that 68p a pound? I don't know. I'm guessing that's per pound. Tor bits, what the hell's tor bits? Oh, top bits. It's top bits, isn't it? 94p. Half a pig, 62p. Is that a pound then? I don't know. That's a bit cheap enough, half a pig. New Zealand lamb, 75p. I'm guessing that's 75p a pound. I don't know, because it's like 1980, so I don't know. All cuts at a discount. Lists free. What does that mean? I have no idea. Anyway, so she faints. There we go. Swoon. All the tins of Del Monte pineapple chunks or whatever are rolling across the pavement. Anyway, so they get her back home. Here they are. By the way, Whitelands Road. I want to check and see if it's Whitelands Road. So bear with me. The other road, is it called White? Or have they changed that name as well? I want to find this one. I didn't check it earlier on. I forgot. So I'm going to do it now, just out of curiosity. Right. So here we go. We're not on Mentmore Road anymore. We're back over to Chebra Road down here. It is Whitelands Road. Yes, it is. Right. So bear with me. I'm going to show you that by the wonders of technology. Where the hell am I? All right, so they're there. Right, that's over here. Right, have that. There we go. So over here now. That's the house. That's the mini market. And they're walking up this road here, aren't they? Yes, it's there, isn't it? So if I do a if I do that, hang on, and do that, go side by side. There you go. You can see there, can't you? But there's no. What have I done now? What have I done now? Bloody Windows 11 and it's stuff. How do I make that bigger? For Pete's sake. There. That's it. Pointing the wrong way now. There we go. Where were we? Yeah, there's no tree there now, is there? Oh, I had to scroll out there. Oh, there is a tree there. Look. So I'm guessing that is that tree. That probably. Because see, that house is that house. There's no street sign anymore, but it looks like there should be. It looks like are they the post for an old street sign? Probably are they? There's no sign there anymore. The lamp is still there. Street lamp is still there. Cool. So yes. So there we go. So yes, it is on Whitelands Road, and that is what that road is called. For some reason, they've changed the name of the road they're on to Coleman Road or something like that, haven't they? Rather than Cherbury Road. Maybe they thought Cherbury Road were a bit much. But anyway, right, so off we go again. She's recovered somewhat. She says to Sophie, "Don't tell your dad about this." She never says, "He's not me dad," because he's not her dad. But she was okay. But anyway, so there we go. So anyway, so as I said, there's been a passage of time. Don't know how long. A few weeks, I'm thinking. And so go back in. I've just made a cup of tea. Come in. And then something happens. Because they're going to make a cup of tea. She notices that they've painted, decorated in the house. They've got rid of the knives. But anyway, they go in there we go. She says, "Go get the milk out of the fridge, Sophie." So she goes and looks in the fridge. And hang on, here we go. Goes and looks in the fridge. And we see... Hang on, it's going to show us. Have I missed it? Let's try again. Hang on, it does show it. There we go. A severed hand! Now, is it a real one or is it a fake one? We know he's got a job as a porter in the hospital, so has he stolen a hand from the hospital? I don't know. It doesn't explain it. I'm guessing maybe it's supposed to be, maybe it's a fake hand. I don't know. It doesn't explain it. Anyway, he goes running in, and then he blames her. He blames Joan. He says nothing's happened in all these times since the last time you were here, and he tells her to get out. So they're falling out with Joan. Says, "Get out!" And so off she goes and leaves all her shopping, I think. But Sophie goes and has another look at the severed hand for some reason. Anyway, another passage of time. William's in the pub. Don't know where this was filmed. It doesn't say, I don't think, in the thingamabob, in the filming locations on IMDb. So I don't know where this pub is. And it doesn't say on that website either. But anyway, so he's gone to the pub with a very attractive young barmaid. And he's gone to see, I don't know his name, Mr. What's-his-face. Bear with me. Mr. Powers. Mr. Powers. He's gone to see Mr. Powers. And he's asking if he can help them. And it's a estate agent, how can he help them? I mean, they should be playing number with him, saying, "Did he tell us all about the murders in the house and stuff?" But it turns out, spoilers, he's in on it as well. But, so, anyway, so he's going to help them. Meanwhile, George and Joan are in bed. What's he reading? Michael Underwood. I can't read it, I tell you. Shem's Demise. Oh, no. Never heard of it. Anyway, he's reading. And saying, "Well, leave them to it." She says, "Oh, well, all that stuff, leave them to it." She doesn't look happy, but she's super attractive. But they're falling in love. Look, there we go. There, blah, blah, blah. Kissing and canoodling. And she's having a wicked little smile. Right, so another passage of time. I don't know how long. But it's Sophie's birthday, and I think it's her 7th birthday, because I think they count 7 candles on the cake. They've got all kids from her school. There we go, look, Wayside Stores. Wayside Stores. Is it still called that? I think it still is, isn't it? Mini Market now, isn't it? I think it's called Wayside Mini Market now, isn't it? Let me check. Just a minute. Wait, we're there, aren't we? Oh, where are we? Wrong way. Yes, Wayside Mini Market now, selling halal meat. But it was Wayside Stores back then. And they sell, what is that, a Wall's ice cream thing there. That looks like everything's out there, look. But it smells of spring onions. Bet it does. We've got a shop by us that's like one of these, the proprietors will be of South Asian descent, Pakistan, Bangladesh, etc. The shops always smell of spring onions. They just do. Anyway, right. There you go. So here come the guests for the party. We're getting near the end now, by the way, don't worry. So everything's going swimmingly. Oh, look, they've got presents and got little penguin there. Little wind-up penguin, and all the mothers and stuff bringing the kids, and all having fun, having some licorice all sorts. I used to love them as a kid, licorice all sorts. I did for years. all having fun and games. And there we go. It's all lovely. And hang on, so I've got to go back. She is Margot Kidder, isn't she? Just like Margot Kidder. The late, great Margot Kidder. Anyway, there's some kid nicking some sweets. And his mother tells him off. But anyway. But she opens a prezi. There we go. She opens one of the prezis. And it's got one of them bloody cookery knives in. So she kicks off, does Emma. Says, oh, give him this. Get out. And all that. And then she apologises eventually. Says, oh, I'm sorry. But, oh, give him this knife. And they just leave it as a mystery. We don't know who wrapped up the knife in a thing. But anyway, she says, well, I'll make a cup of tea, this woman. But she says, no water coming out of the pipe. So William says, I'll go upstairs and check the tank. So they're all having fun, the kids. And says, right, let's go and have something to eat. So they're all having the jelly. Pardon me. The jelly and the buns and all that. And the kids are all having fun. They hear the pipes knocking. She says, what's going on? William's gone to check the water pipes. So anyway, so they're all having fun. And then the knocking on the pipes gets louder. And they hear all this gurgling. And there we go. There we see this pipe that just happens to be, one of the water pipes just happens to be exposed. Anyway, it breaks open. And gushers blood all over the kids. There we go. Yay. All over them. So she's screaming, is Emma. Apparently she didn't know this was going to happen. And it kind of freaked her out a bit. But in the story, I don't mean in real life, I mean in the story. So she ends up in hospital in shock or whatever. And Joan's gone to see her, even though they're kind of fallen out, but she's still gone to see her. And back at the house, Sophie's gone to have another look at the carnage, and we get like a one last jump scare. We hear a noise. Who's going to do it? One last jump scare, and she looks out and sees it's the penguin that's moving by itself. Black and white and red all over. Is that what they're going for? I don't know. But, a chopped up penguin. I just made that up. I know it's a sunburnt penguin, isn't it? Anywho, right, so, there you go. The house is empty now, look. There you go. Nobody in it. Because apparently Sophie and William are somewhere else. But the local news have heard about it all, obviously, from the other parents. So they've come knocking, but there's nobody there. And here they are. These are the reporters. He looks familiar. I've seen him in stuff. I don't know what. But they're all talking to each other, and talking about what happened before and all that stuff. There you go. Murder House strikes back. You saw Mr. Powers there lurking. Murder House strikes back. George is reading that. Anyway, so they're gone to visit Emma. There she is. And then she wakes up. And we learn that William and Sophie had visited her in the middle of the night for some reason. But anyway, she's happy to see her. And then she points out a note. See Mr. Powers, he's trying to help. So she goes to see Mr. Powers. This doctor comes in. He's got a face I've seen on something else. But I don't know what. It looks really familiar, but I can't think from where. But he kind of looks confused. I don't know why. We don't know why either. He doesn't go back to it. It's a mystery. Anyway, so he's talking to them, there's Mr. Powers, about what's gone on, and he's just asking them about did they know the old fella that chopped up his wife and all that. Not really. But anyway. What's happened here? All right. Joan, they've gone to see Emma, but she's not there. It's some old biddy. And says, oh, she's gone. She's been discharged. But she says, could I ask you a question? Did you know them? Says, well, only since they moved in. And this is where we learn that they're not actually married. Because they call them the Peters. But checking her, medical history or whatever, she couldn't find her name anywhere. Emma Peters. It says, it turns out they're not actually married. So anyway, then cut. Apparently it's 3 years later now. They're in a swimming pool in California, apparently. Although it's not California, it's actually, I will tell you, somewhere else. It is. Hang on, I keep going to the wrong thing. There we go. It's the Peters Ellie house is at Dareham's Lane, High Wycombe in England. So there we go. Obviously, there isn't a. It's that house there. Oh, hang on. There you go. Room to scroll. It's that house there. But obviously, there isn't a street view of it. But there we go. That's the pool. I don't know whose house it is, but it's very nice and it's got a pool. So that's where this bit's filmed, not in California. Right, back to the flick. It's looking very nice in the bikini. Is Rachel Davis. But anyway, so there we go, drinking their orange. And we learned that they've got $1 million for the film rights. Mr. Powers wrote a book called The House That Bled to Death. And got them loads of money for that. And they've got another, share of the money or whatever. $1 million for the film rights. So they're all rich and they're all happy. And she's saying, look, I fell in love with you and all that. Sophie's grown up a bit, by the way. It's a different actress playing Sophie now because she's a bit older. And there you go. She's reading the book by A.J. Powers, The House That Bled to Death, a true story. So she's reading that. There you go. World bestseller. What does it say? 1 million copies in hardback, it says there. So obviously, this is a riff. It's got to be a bit of a jab at the Amityville Horror, hasn't it? But anyway, so they're all having fun and games. There you go. Saying how they're not married, but she fell in love, and they were hired by. I think Mr. Powers set it all up. I think he found them and brought them all to. He said, I'm going to write this book about this, all this. We're going to set all this up and make lots of money. Tim, cut out the. Sorry, I'm wondering what book it is we're looking at. Her mouth fell open, her arms crossed, and her chin came to rest in the palm of her hand. Just like that. Wonder what book this is. Don't know. Be funny if it was Amityville Horror, wouldn't it? It could be for all I know. I don't know. I'm trying to work out if there's any clues. There's no names, is there? Anyway, there's a photo of Timmy, the cat, that's just been cut out and stuck in a book. Jumping out. Oh dear. But anyway, they're at it, look. And Sophie goes out. You can tell they're in America because there's a sports car outside. But Sophie goes into this room and finds this. We'd seen this earlier on, by the way, in the episode, this red suitcase. She opens it up and all the stuff is in the suitcase. There we go. From the ruse, the con thing, the tablecloth and the doll and the knitting, and she's looking through all it there. The glasses. We don't see the false teeth, but she finds that, and obviously she's going to find something else. They're smoking in bed again. Because they've just done it. But then in comes Sophie. Says you should knock when you come in. But then Sophie, there we go, she pulls out one of the cookery knives and kills William, and blood sprays up on Emma. There we go. And she screams, ah! And then we freeze frame and fade to black, and that's the end. It's a good one. It's a good one, is that? But a not so sly dig at the Amityville Horror. I don't think they thought that were real, the Amityville Horror, do you? But anyway, it is a good episode. I do like it. It is. I think it's the most famous episode, probably because all the blood spraying everywhere during the children's party and all that. I think that's why. But it is fun. It is fun and good and fine and all that stuff. So there we go. That was The House That Bled to Death. Right, so we will press the wrong button. I will sort out the next episode in a minute. Bear with me. Which is called Charlie Boy, not starring Kathy Tyson. Why do I think this actress is Kathy Tyson? I have no idea. I always did. Whenever I see her in anything, I go, who's Kathy Tyson? Anyway, right, so we begin on the next one. Hang on. Why did I make myself big then? I have no idea. There we go. Put myself down there again. Next episode's Charlie Boy. Charlie Boy. So, off we go. This one's about like a cursed doll. It looks a bit like the doll that you see in Trilogy of Terror, the Karen Black TV movie from 1975. But it doesn't run about and kill people. But it does kill people. It's kind of like a voodoo doll, sort of, ish. But anyway. Right, so we begin on this big old mansion. I don't know where it is, I will tell you. It is Hampden House in Buckinghamshire. So I'm sure we'll have a look at that in a minute. But anyway, we see there's some fella up there. There he is. This is Uncle Jack, whoever Uncle Jack is. He's super rich, lives in a mansion. He's fixing the TV aerial. There you go. Basically, obviously this happened before. There were a popular British comedy star called Rod Hull back in the day, and he had a puppet called Emu. He used to get up to all sorts of stuff with Emu, Rod Hull and Emu. And Rod Hull died. He fell off his roof fixing his TV aerial. So is this kind of a foreshadowing of that? So I'm sure that happened after this. That was in the 80s when that happened. I'm sure it was. It might have even been the 90s. Anyway, he's fixing the TV aerial. Is Uncle Jack. That's his what they call him? His housekeeper. That's the word. I think she's his housekeeper. Is that what they call her? Gwen. Yes, she was Uncle Jack's housekeeper. She's called Gwen. She's there. Anyway, this chap's coming. I can't remember what he's called either. I'm bloody hopeless. What am I like? Heinz Hoffman, played by Marius Goring, is an antiques dealer. He's coming to see him. But anyway, let's go. It's a fine house, isn't it? But let's have a look at what it looks like in real life. I don't think it's going to have a street view of it, is it? But let's go and check it out. Here we go. Hampden House, Great Hampden, UK. So that's what we're just looking at in the thing. And there it is on Google Earth. Obviously, there must be no street view of it. Oh, pizza. So let's have a zoom in. There it is. Which part we're looking at? Will it be down here or on this side? I have no idea. But or it could be over here. I have no idea which part we're looking at because there'll be no street view, will there? But anyway, never mind. Oh, shall we go and look for it? Shall we go and look for it on the thing? So what we're looking for? Great Hampden. Great Missenden. Do a lot of filming in Great Missenden, don't they? Right. So let's go looking. Let's go looking in Great Missenden. Just type it into Google Earth. Sod it. Great Missenden. There we are. Why are we on that? We want to be on that, don't we? There we go. And what we're looking for, Hampden House, isn't it? So it's in here somewhere. Can you see Hampden House? I have no idea. What we called? Where is it? Hampden House, Great Hampden. That's all it says. Oh, keep bloody thing. Oh, it says the HB169RD. Can I copy that? And that can take us to the postcode. There we go. Yep, there it is. Hampden House. Now then. No. Nowhere near, are we? In the street view, look. They like their privacy. It's up there somewhere, isn't it? Never mind. So there we go. That's Hampden House. Oh, so fair enough. Right, where were we? Heinz is coming to see him. Oh, there's Gwen looking at. That's Charlie Boy. It hasn't been named yet, but I don't know why she's looking at it. But maybe it's I don't know, a red herring or something like that. I don't know, but anyway, here he is. Where's Jack? Oh, he's up fixing the TV aerial at his age, he says. Anyway, so they go inside, and he was apparently selling some of his stuff to Heinz, I think. Or maybe Heinz has got some stuff for him. I can't remember, but whatever. He's gone to visit. But Jack falls to his death. There we go. They hear the noise, and he falls to his death. There we go. And Jack is no more. Right. All right. And for some reason, Charlie Boy fell over. So did Gwen do something? I don't know. She reckons she loved Uncle Jack, but I don't know. And then we begin. Dun dun. Meow. Dun dun. Charlie Boy, starring Lee Lawson, who's been in Space 1999. He's got one of those voices that you know. I've heard his voice somewhere else. The only thing I've looked in is what he's been in. The thing that I've probably seen him in is Space 1999. Anyway, and Angela Bruce, not Kathy Tyson. But anyway, there's that statue that scares me. Directed by Robert Young. Oh God, I looked him up. He directed Vampire Circus for Hammer. Right, so begin. Passage of time. Uncle Jack has left everything to two brothers. That's Lee Lawson. Two brothers, Graham and Mark, and all is left. Poor Gwen is like 500 quid and a car, something like that. But here's Angela Bruce as Sarah, who is Graham's wife. I thought she was, for many years, I thought she was Kathy Tyson. Until today. Because I saw the end credits and I thought, where's Kathy Tyson's name? She asked for it to be taken off, and I learned that it's not her. It's Angela Bruce. There she is. She did a lot of TV, British TV, and I thought she was in Mona Lisa, but she wasn't because she was like, that's Kathy Tyson. But anyway. But I think she's supposed to be playing a Geordie in this because she keeps saying pet, and she's got a little bit of a Geordie accent. But she's actually from Leeds, is Angela Bruce, which is near me, because I support the team, Leeds United. But anyway, so they're getting rid of all the stuff, obviously, and Heinz is helping. Being an antiques dealer, he's sorting all that out, I suppose. But anyway. But I think most of it's going to his brother, Graham's brother Mark. I think he's going to live there or something. So there we go. But I forgot her name. Sarah takes a liking to this voodoo. This voodoo doll. It's supposed to be what they call it, a fetish doll. She takes a shine to it. I don't know why she particularly likes that one and not any of the others, but she likes that one, and calls it Charlie Boy. So they're going to take that. There we go, Charlie Boy's on the way home. In there, Mark II Ford Escort in red. Anyway, hang on, have I missed a bit out here? Just bear with me. No, I haven't, have I? This is weird. Right, so they're driving along the road. There's a Mercedes behind them there. I've just noticed. But then something weird happens. Because they're driving away. He's not really paying attention. He's a really bad driver. There we go. And they come bombing out here in front of a Mercedes. The one that was just behind them. Do you think that's a continuity error? But anyway, they cut up this fella with a scar on his face. So he gets cross with them. So we have a bit of a duel thing going on. Oh, hang on. There we go. Can't see what's going on. We have a bit of a duel thing going on, so he's not happy. He's behind them, tooting his horn and flashing his lights and stuff like that. And then they're on this road here. There we go. And this road is in Great Missenden again. But he drives in front of them. And this is the Road Rage Road. So we're going to look at that now. Here it is. Where are we? The Road Rage, number 1. On Rignall Road, Great Missenden. That's where they came bombing out. Nearly, ran into him. So that's there. There it is. That's what it looks like now. Oh, for Pete's sake, give off. Give up. What am I doing? Pressing the wrong bloody button. ketchup. What have you gone off it for? There we go. God, I'm an idiot. That's all I was saying. You can see that building there is just exactly the same colour and everything. Obviously, the street signs have changed over the years, but it's pretty much the same, isn't it? It's pretty much the same. So there we go. So that's that. And then the bit here that we just saw, there, where they pull over by this hedge and this wall, that's still there as well. But there we go. You can even see there's a little what they call it, a little. I don't know what they call them. A little notice or whatever. What they call them? Showing where there's a fire hydrant nearby. It's kind of leaning over. And it's still like that because it's there, look, leaning over. But anyway, so there we go. So that's where that is, on Rignall Road in Great Missenden. Anywho, right, so we'll carry on. We will carry on. So he's not happy, is this fella. I'm sure he's got a name. Does he have a name? We'll find out, won't we? We will find out. Just bear with me. What am I looking for? Charlie boy. Do you know what? I don't know. I think it might be him. Is it? I have no idea. Anyway, whatever. Obviously he's playing cat and mouse with them and he's slowing down, he won't let them get away, and then they stop and he drives off, but he comes back, oh no, and he's scaring them, and then so Graham gets out eventually and says, look, I'm sorry, I apologise, we're all a mistake and I'm sorry. See, he's got a big scar on his face, turns out he's a bit of a gangster sort of fella in a dicky bow, but he drives off, he reverses out, and then nearly runs Graham over, leaps onto the bonnet of his Mark II Ford Escort. So anyway, they go home then. So he's boozing in his brand new jeans. He hasn't had them long, has he? So anyway, so he's having a drink because, you know, he was scared. So he was only trying to scare you. Well, he did a good job of it. Anyway. So I think they're messing about with Charlie Boy, and they think it's like some sort of voodoo doll, and that joking about, said, you know, to get that fella, and, you know, Charlie Boy will get him. But then he gets attacked by this bloke, and he gets stabbed and everything. There's this man, there we go, he gets stabbed and killed, there we go. And so there we go, and there, I think he's all bleeding to death. And they're at it for whatever reason. I don't know why it's showing that, but anyway. Right, then. Passage of time, I don't know how long. Graham and his mate Phil have gone to see Graham's brother Mark, who's played by Michael Culver, who you may know as Captain Needer from The Empire Strikes Back. There he is. He likes his horses, and he's going to use the money left by Uncle Jack to start his stud farm or whatever. But they were hoping that Graham were going to help Mark were going to help Graham and Philip set up a production company, because Philip's a director. And I've seen him in something else as well, but I don't know what. But it looks familiar. And they're going to, you know, like a commercial production company or something like that. But he's kind of changing his mind. He doesn't want to do that. He wants to focus on horses and stuff like that, because that's what he prefers. So we learn he's told Gwen to leave because he don't want her around anymore. So Gwen doesn't like him. Anyway, and now Graham doesn't, and Phil don't like him because he decided, you know, that he's not going to help him with their setting up their new business, which is unfortunate because Graham's quit his job because he thought it were all in the bag. So he ain't got a job now, so he's fed up. So anyway, so he's angry at that. So anyway, she said, well, come to bed. So I can't sleep. So, who says anything about sleeping? So that'll be along in a bit. Anyway, so he goes into a drawer, pulls out a photo, a nice photo of them all having fun. There we go. There's Mark and Philip, Phil and Gwen and Sarah, and over here is, it's not going to show it, is Graham. Said he's looking at that. Oh, and then they got a memory now of him taking the photo. They say, "Where's Uncle Jack? He's in the house. Come on, Jack, have your photo taken." But he doesn't come out. It doesn't come out. This is when they're all promising to, be a team. So he gets cross. He gets crossed as Graham, and he stabs the picture. There we go. He stabs the picture of Mark. And then he starts stabbing Charlie Boy as well. There we go. So there we go. Stabbed Charlie Boy. So now things are in motion. Anyway, there's Gwen leaving. Mark's gone out riding on his horse. We'd previously learned when he was in the stables before. This particular horse, I think, is one that's a bit frisky and dangerous to ride. And he said, well, we all like a bit of danger and all that. So he's going out riding. He's saying to Gwen, "Are you still here?" basically. So she's saying goodbye to the other staff that are still around. And off she's driving off. There you go, in a Suzuki. Cool. There's another one of the, I don't know, some farmer or something. I don't know. Somebody she knows. She stops and goes and has a quick chat to him. Meanwhile, Mark's on his horse. He notice when he comes over here, he jumps over this fence and knocks this fence pole off. There you go. I hope they fixed it. So there he is, riding away. It's like Black Beauty. Din 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 din. There he is. He goes jumping over hedges. He thinks he's doing the Grand Bloody National. But then we see the fella, the farmer, who we're working on his tractor just now. That's next to his tractor, a big, ploughing device, plough. There it is next to his tractor, showing us. I cut a bit too soon then, here he comes. Here he comes, jumping over. I think the horse actually, the horse stops and throws him over the hedge, and he lands on the plough, quite dead. There we go. Oh dear. So that's the end of Mark. So they're all obviously they've been to the funeral because they're all dressed in black, and so now they've got to get rid of everything. Graham saying Gwen's stopping on, to help, liquidate the estate or whatever. She says no, she's happy to help, and she's feeling guilty because she didn't like Mark and she wished him ill. And Graham says, "Well, to be honest, even though I'm my brother, I'm not exactly heartbroken, but I was saying it's not your fault." Anyway, she says, "I'll be happy to stay and sort all this out and stay for a few days with my memories." And she looks at the photo of Uncle Jack, who I think she loved. But anyway, right. So Graham's wondering if something to do with Charlie Boy. He tries to take out the knife that he's stuck in, but it won't come out. It won't come out. So he thinks, it was Charlie Boy that did it, and she doesn't believe him. Meanwhile, Phil is on a job doing something to do with William Tell. Remember, he's a director, so he's going on about stuff. Oh, excuse me. He's telling them all about there's no mountains in Norfolk. They're in Norfolk apparently. No, so that's why the camera's high up. So they're looking down at the non-existent mountains. Meanwhile, there's a very buxom lady there, look all smiley and showing off her boobs. Anyway, Graham phones up and talks to Phil, and he says he's busy at the moment, and there's that buxom lady again. There was talking to Graham about stuff and nonsense. Meanwhile, this fella's setting up some crossbows. William Tell used crossbows, didn't he? So he's setting these up, look. It's like Final Destination, isn't it, basically? So he's setting that up. He tests that one. That works. And then he sets another one up. He winds this one up with that. And puts a bolt on it. And then there's a bit of string or something holding it back. Does it show it? There we go. There's a bit of string there holding the firing thing back. But meanwhile, pointing directly at Phil, he's sorting stuff out. Look, and as you can see, something we don't know what's going to happen. There you go. That's the kid that's going to have the apple on his head. Don't worry. The kid's fine. It's Phil that gets got by the crossbow bolt and he dies. Oh dear. So they think, oh heck, Phil's dead now. Who's next? And this is where, not Kathy Tyson. Angela Bruce nearly showing her boobs. I think it's where he says he gets the picture out. And by the way, yes, she said people die and villains die because he described the fellow with the scar as a villain. Oh, Brian Edward Murray, 42. Was found in the storeroom of his club with stab wounds early this morning. Murray was recently found not guilty of charges of conspiracy to murder, so he were abandoned. That were in the paper. So he says, we did that thing with Charlie Boy, and then he died, and then I stabbed the picture of Graham, and then stabbed Charlie Boy, and then Mark, and then Mark died, and then he gets the picture out now. Here we go, showing them. So that I stabbed the picture of Mark. Is it going to show us? So I stabbed the picture of Mark, and then Mark died. But next, for some reason, death moves from left to right. So it's like Final Destination, isn't it? Did they get the idea from this? I don't know. Probably not. But then next in the photo is Phil, and then he died. So, we've got to warn Gwen. So they try and phone Gwen up, but she's not answering her phone. There he is, trying to phone Gwen. She's not answering. She's just sitting, being sad by herself, crying. So, anyway, so I'll try again in the morning. So, next morning, she's still sat there. I think she's been up all night crying, I think. Poor Gwen. There you go, they've just got up. I'm trying again. She says, it's the crack of dawn. She says, I can't wait. I've got to phone her. But she's not answering. Well, she answers the phone, but she just lets it drop like that. And he's going, hello, Gwen. Gwen, it's Graham. Hello. Hello. So She's answered, but she's not saying anything. I'm going over. There we go. Dun, 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 dun. So he's going to go over and check on her. So they're saying, I'm going. Wait for me till I get back. I think he says, then I'm going to go see Hines or something. But anyway, she's looking at Charlie Boy. Now, something weird happens here, and I don't understand why this thing happens. But anyway, I try not to skip over it. Off he goes. Gwen's filling a bathtub. A really dirty, well, not dirty, but a stained one. Off he goes. Hang on. There we go. Needs to get some blooming that stain off that bathtub, doesn't she? Anyway, not that it matters, but she's filling up her bath. He's driving like a maniac. There you go. She's getting into the bathtub with a. That doesn't look like a very sharp razor, does it? But anyway, but it doesn't show her using it. Maybe they did shoot her using it, but I don't know. Does it show it? No, it doesn't show. It cuts away, doesn't it? There you go. There you go. And then we see somebody. I'm guessing Sarah, not Kathy Tyson, doing that on Charlie Boy. Look, why would she do that? I don't know. Why? I don't get it. But it shows her doing it on the other hand as well, look, and then Charlie Boy's bleeding his clear blood or whatever. I don't get it. Why is Sarah wanting Gwen harm? I don't understand. Anyway, he arrives. There's Graham. They go, Gwen, you're there. And he goes and finds, obviously, maybe hears noise in the bath, whatever. Checks the bathroom, gets in. Hang on. And she's dead. Look, she's killed herself in the bath. So poor Gwen. But I don't get why Sarah were doing that to Charlie Boy. I don't understand it, because it doesn't mention it, and she doesn't say anything. I don't know. But anyway, he's gone over to see Hines. And he's saying, tell me what to do with, because Hines had told him all about what the doll was, a fetish doll and all that. So he thinks he knows what to do. And he says, well, all you can do is take out the knife that he started it with. When he stabbed the picture of Mark, and then he stabbed Charlie Boy. And he's take out the knife. So I tried taking out the knife, it won't come out. He said, well, all you can do then is just burn the effigy, burn the fetish doll. and that will lift the curse. So, all right, fair enough. So that's what he's going to do. Oh, it tells him Gwen's dead. So that's sad. Anyway, meanwhile, back at the at Graham's apartment, there we go. Flat numbers 9 to 12. There's some chap taking lots of paintings out, and there we can see Charlie Boy's in there as well. So I'm watching this thinking, is this all a plan by Sarah? She just waited for Graham to leave and she's just selling everything. I don't know. It doesn't tell us. Anyway, the van's backing up. He arrives. This fella saying, "In you come. Thank you, sir." Being all very nice, look. But I think the robbers. He goes in. Everything's been cleared out, and I thought she'd done it. You know, we saw her getting rid of Gwen and all that. I thought it was all some plan from Sarah to get all that money. Get money off. I don't know. But anyway, it's gone. And there goes. But she's sitting there. She doesn't know. She said she'd gone out for 15 minutes. But she doesn't say where. So did they change their mind in the script? Well, that's supposed to be what had happened. Sarah's supposed to be kind of a baddie, but then they changed their mind, but kept that bit, what they'd filmed in. I don't know. Anyway, he's the policeman who's taking notes. Says, everything should have been insured. He said, well, whatever. We just want Charlie Boy back. Why? Well, can't really tell you. But anyway, so I said, we'll track him down. Anyway, so he's going to go over to see Hines again, to see if Hines can help him. So off he goes to see Hines. There he is. By the way, this is a shop in because we'll do the old filming locations thing again. Here we are, the antique shop in Hill Avenue, Amersham, UK. That's where that is. There it is. Which one is it then? Which one is it? It's one of these shops, but I don't know which one. Can we tell from the door? Is it the same door? Do you reckon it's that one? That's all floors now. Do you reckon? Don't know. Could be. Maybe not. I don't know. Could be that one for all we know. No idea. Because we don't see it from the outside. Anyway, so that's where it is on Hill Avenue in Amersham, England. So there we go. Right, back to the film. So he meets him outside, and they go in, and saying they've got to get Charlie Boy back, and they said, I've just had a phone call from some chap who works for the mafia, who were after a fetish doll, and I kind of told him all about Charlie Boy, and I'm like, hey, are you in on it as well? But I don't know. So he gives him his address, and so off he goes to talk to this fella. I forgot the name, but actually we've got subtitles on, and I don't know why subtitles aren't on. I keep forgetting to switch them on. There we go. Tells us his name. There you go. Peter Mercado. So they're going to go over to see him, or he is 69 Queen's Drive, Maidenhead, Berks, Berkshire. So anyway, right. What's she phoning up for? I can't remember. What she's phoning up for. But she's going somewhere, and I can't remember. Well, she's phoning him up. Graham's just left. Have you seen Graham yet? She's very concerned. Oh, thinks he might do something. Oh, because we learned that this Mercado chap's a bit crazy. So I think she's going to go meet him there. Anyway, so giving the address. And she's going to get into her Mini with a duck on the side. So off she goes. She's got it taxed until the 31st of January 1981. Good girl. If you don't know if you're in America, that's a tax sticker. But don't have them anymore. Do it because it's all computerised now, and you don't have to display your tax tax disc. You don't have to display your tax disc anymore. You used to have to show that you paid the road fund licence. Tell you. Anyway. Right, so off she goes, bombing down the roads of, I think nearly not really nearly runs him over, because he's just crossing the road, shaking his head. I reckon he's a grip or something. But this is, obviously, we're going to do the old, hang on, where are we? Where is it? There we go. This crossroads here, this crossroads is a real place, obviously, so we're going to do that one as well. Oh, by the way, Graham and Sarah's house is Peterlee Manor in Presswood, UK. There it is. Oh, I keep forgetting about that. There it is, Peterlee Manor. Is it flats in real life? Don't know. But where the hell's Peterlee Manor? Oh, Amersham. We just mentioned that, haven't we? We just mentioned Amersham somewhere. Up here, isn't it? Yeah. Hill Avenue. Right, so where's Hill Avenue on this map? Amersham. Great Missendon's there. Where's Amersham? It can't be that far away, can it? Oh, I keep forgetting about that. Anyway, whatever. And here we go. That's where Sarah's driving her Mini with a duck on the side. Past that sign. And then Graham's going to go bombing across it as well, or nearly. But here it is. Here's that crossroads in real life. Look, the signs there. Look, is it the same? Can't really make it out. Can we get a bit closer? Yes, we can. Hewenden, South Mandeville, Butler's Cross, great town names, Speen, Great Missenden, Presswood. Right, I want to see. Can we see this sign? Presswood. I don't know. It's a slightly different sign, isn't it? Is it? Or is it the same one? Can't really make it out. Can we make it out on here? Let's go back a bit. I think the sign has changed. It's a bit different in it. Presswood, Great Missenden. Yes, it's changed, hasn't it? But it's in the same place. But it's we've got a newer sign now. Anyway, where were we? Right, so that's that anyway. So there we go. Yes, so that's that crossroads there. Still in use by cars today. And then we're going to see an accident in a minute. Right. Oop, pressing the wrong button. That's it. She nearly, not nearly, runs this fella over because he's like miles away from her. Look, he's way over there. Look. But, anyway, whatever. But she's driving away. He's arriving at, I forgot his name already, Peter Mercado's house. Does it tell us where this is? On here? Don't think it does it? No, it doesn't. It'll tell us where Peter Mercado's house is. I wonder where that is. It'll be in that area somewhere, won't it? I bet it is. I bet it's in that area. Anyway, whatever. Right. Clicking on the wrong things. Right. So he's arrived at Peter Mercado's house, wherever that is. And it's this fella. You see, seen him in loads of stuff. He's an American actor. One of these American actors that lives in Britain. He's always popping up in comedy stuff as an American. Don't ask me his name. I have no idea. Oh, Aylesbury Road, Great Missenden. Right, we're going to find it. Graham visits. It says Peter Picardo's house. Peter Mercado. Aylesbury Road, Great Missenden. Right, we're going to go looking for that bugger now, tell you. But anyway. Oh dear. Half of the bloody review is me looking up stuff. Where were we? Aylesbury Road, Great Missenden. Where are we? Where are we? This one. Great Missenden, where are you? Is it here? Where are we? Presswood. Is that what I said? I've forgotten already. I'm bloody hopeless, aren't I? Yes, Aylesbury Road, Great Missenden. Right. Where's Great Missenden? It's round here somewhere, isn't it? It's all filmed in, like, the roughly the same area. Where the blooming number is it? I'm going to have to type it in again, aren't I? Right, that's where that is. That's in Great Missenden. Where's the rest? Aylesbury Road I'm looking for, aren't I? Aylesbury Road. Ba-dum. Can we see it? Is it going to be easy to find? Probably not. So I'll just type it in. Aylesbury Road, Great Missenden. There we go. There we go. Oh, see, you're quite close. Look. Now then, we've got to find that blooming white house, haven't we? That's in the thing. So how long's Aylesbury Road? It says London Road there. All right, it becomes Aylesbury Road there. Can we see a white? Oh, that goes down there. A white house. It becomes High Street there. Right, so we start there then. We'll start there. I'm going to go down Aylesbury Road till we find this blooming house. Oh, is that it? Oh, I found it straight away. Amazing! Look, it's there. Found it straight away. Cool. Just double check. Hang on. Let's go back again. There we go. Yeah, it's that house, isn't it? It's that house. Just exactly the same, although I think that might be a different colour. It's a school, look, a gateway school it's called, and there's a fence and stuff and all that. So there we go. So that's real, isn't it? What does it say there? There we go. Gateway School, Great Missenden. Co-educational independent school, 2 to 11 years. Cool. So that's what that is. But in this, it's Peter Mercado's house. If I can find me thing. There we go. Works for the mafia or something. And he has got Charlie Boy. So it's my friend of Heinz Hoffman, he sent me. So they're going to start fighting. There we go. Going to start fighting. And there we go. There's Charlie Boy. He gets him and he whacks Peter Mercado with Charlie Boy and runs out and drives off. There we go, he's got Charlie Boy. You just stay there, you little bastard. Make sure we're still going. I hope you can hear me as well, by the way. Because I'll be faffing with the audio, so I'm probably super quiet knowing me. Anyway, whatever. Yeah, right. So he's now heading back to the flat, his flat, where he and Sarah lives. Because he doesn't know Sarah's chasing after him. And he's nearly going to... It's not a stop sign, though, is it? So if nothing's coming, you can just go bombing across, can't you? It's not a stop sign. They're just travelling at nearly 60 miles per hour, 56 miles per hour in his Ford Escort Mark II. And almost nearly forcing a van, Transit Luton again, off the road. I think we're on the same road. No, we're not, because that was a different one, wasn't it? That was in last week's episode. Anyway, it comes across an accident's happened, and the policeman lets him through. And at first I thought that there was Sarah's car, but it's not. So he just drives through, they let him through. We see the towing, they're pulling her car out. Oh no, that's Sarah's car. And she's gone through the windscreen. And what the hell's that? I don't know. Is that no, I don't know what it is. But, so she's dead, all the guts hanging out, look. So she's had a nasty accident. So she's no longer with us. Maybe she shouldn't have cut blooming Gwen's wrists or whatever. I don't get that bit, but anyway. They go, I'm taking him to the boiler house. He's shouting, Sarah, Mum, I'm taking him to the boiler house. Because he thinks Sarah's in there waiting for him. So I thought we were going to bring him down to the boiler room. I thought there was going to be like a furnace there or something. We're going to chuck him in the furnace. But no, he's just going to set fire to the boiler room. It seems. He's going to start smashing up bits of wood, look, with a chopper he's found. He's using the wrong way around, but never mind. He's done. I think he does hit himself in the face with it because he's an idiot. Look. Stupid bugger. And he throws it away, look, and then it lands on the steps. And then he's going to just set fire to everything in the boiler. Basically set fire to the house, isn't he? What an idiot. That'll make you burn, he says. So he goes and picks up Charlie Boy. And then trips, there we go, on the axe. And lands on the floor. And now he's being impaled. Because remember, Charlie Boy's got all them other needles, whatever, nails sticking into him. So he's landed on them, so he's basically impaled himself, through his lungs or something, with Charlie Boy. There you go. So he pulls Charlie Boy off, and then basically just falls to his death, falls into the flames. Hang on. There you go. Oh, fall. Oh, God. Oh. And then he falls and into the flames and then starts burning, goes, ag. And then Charlie Boy, I don't know how Charlie Boy ended up over there. But he's there. Is Charlie Boy going to burn? Probably not. Don't know. Maybe he will. I don't know. But he did his job. He got rid of everybody in that photo because that's the end. That's the end. Yeah, cool. I want a Charlie Boy to run about like that one from Trilogy of Terror, like that voodoo doll in that, or whatever it was. But he didn't. But anyway, so there we go. That's the end of that episode. It's a fun one, is that? Even though it didn't have Kathy Tyson in. All my life, I thought that actress was Kathy Tyson. I'm gonna look up Kathy Tyson. I'm sure they're the same person. Hang on. Why am I showing that? No, go away. I'm going to look up Kathy Tyson. Kathy Tyson. I'm going to compare Kathy Tyson compared with Angela Bruce. Can it do that these days? Kathy Tyson is a film director. Angela Bruce is an actress. I don't know. See, that's Kathy Tyson. Not that you can see it, but I'll show you in a minute. So I'll open that. Open link in new tab. I'm trying to find a picture of Angela Bruce now. One where she kind of looks like Kathy Tyson. I said I can't bloody find one. They're going to end up looking nothing alike, aren't they? The blooming hair, aren't they? There she is in... I've done the wrong thing here. Hang on, where are we? There we go. Just bear with me. I'm going to sort this out. Just hang on. Did it. Do they look alike? That's a bad picture, isn't it? Never mind. Oh, you can't see. Hang on. There we go. That's Angela Bruce. That's Kathy Tyson. I always thought that was Kathy Tyson, even though she looks nothing like Kathy Tyson. I'm an idiot. Never mind. Right. Anyway. Right, so that's them two episodes done with. I like the first one more. House That Bled to Death. A bit more fun. But Charlie Boy's okay, but I didn't understand that bit with Gwen. Why did it show... It seemed to show Sarah cutting Charlie Boy's wrists. So, but why would Sarah do that? I didn't understand that. I didn't understand that bit. And why did she go out and then fellas just come in and just clear out the flat? I don't know. Well, they're just unlucky. Well, no, they weren't, because bloody Hines had told that Mikado fella all about where Charlie Boy was, and he sent him, didn't he? Because that's how Charlie Boy ended up at his house. It all seems a bit far-fetched about a voodoo doll. But anyway, whatever. So there we go. That's it. That's all that. That's another 2 episodes in the bag. So we'll leave it there. So what's coming up next? What day are we on? Friday. On Monday... Star Wars week next week-ish, I suppose you could say. Monday is the 26th anniversary of the release of Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. So that's what we'll be doing for Magnificent Mondays on Monday. And then on Wednesday, I still haven't got it out, I forgot. Then on Wednesday, we'll be... is it... can I use this? Oh, there we go. Use this one. Use this. And then on Wednesday, it's my Star Wars trilogy. On VCD. I don't know what I've done with them. I've got all the boxes for my VCDs. I had VCDs before. I had a DVD player. I used to watch them on my PlayStation 1. On Wednesday is the 45th anniversary of the release of Empire Strikes Back. Where are we? There we go. So we'll be doing a special episode of Magnificent Mondays on Wednesday to do that. So there we go. So that'll be fun. That'll be fun. And next Friday's episodes of Hammer House of Horror will be The Silent Scream and Children of the Full Moon. So there we go. I think 1, 2, and then we've got another 2. Hang on, what? How come this is working? I've done them 2. 6, 7, 8, 9. Hang on, where's an episode 10? Right, fair enough. Anyway, next week's episodes will be The Silent Scream, starring Brian Cox and Peter Cushing, and Children of the Full Moon, which is a popular one, starring Diana Dawes. That's the werewolf one, isn't it? So that's next week's Friday Night Porn with Fear. Right, so we'll leave it there. We're all done and dusted for another week. Hope you're not too scared of voodoo dolls and Amityville horror rip-offs. But anyway, we'll leave it there. So thanks for watching. Wherever you are, look after each other. Don't have nightmares. And until next time, hang on, let me get sorted. Let me get sorted. And until next time, I'll say there.